Hello to everyone, this is Vishal and hope all are doing good. And today we start some new sessions on the React Native. So I'm very happy that we working on the React Native and we learn a lot of things on the React Native in my coming sessions. And as we are working with the three areas nowadays, that's on the test-driven development, Kotlin, and now we start the React Native. So those who want to work with the JavaScript, CSS, and common platform applications on the React Native, so learn that. This is the first session in which we learn how we can build, how we can start the project, so a lot of stuffs and how we can use the emulators. So these things we have to learn, but I start the things on the Mac, but little bit difference installations on the Windows. Those who working with the Windows and have an issues, you just put in the command, so I will solve your issues on the React Native. So we started and learn a lot of things in my coming sessions, and I really appreciate whatever we put it on the commands. That's make me, I will create more videos and share the knowledge to you, so you will learn a lot of things. Thank you so much for your lovely commands. And we start the things on a Mac now. What is the React Native, how we can start it, what is the role of the React Native CSS, your differentiate with your native applications. A lot of things we have to learn, so just work on the React Native. Okay, so React Native is a JavaScript framework for writing the real natively rendering mobile applications for the iOS and Android both the sides. That means you want to work on the single iOS or single Android you can do, but if you want be the common application on the both, so that is easy for you. You have to build that, and it's a Facebook JavaScript library for the building user interfaces, but instead of targeting the browser, it target the mobile platform. So that means those working with the web and working with the JavaScripts, that's very easy. You have to work with our Android applications. So React Native makes it easy to simultaneously develop for both the Android and iOS. How, I will show you in my coming sessions one by one. So what makes React Native different from the other framework? Because of just we already work with the PhoneGap and these kind of stuffs also. But unlike PhoneGap, with the React Native, your code may be written in the JavaScript, but the app's UI is fully native. So that means you have to work as a native Android applications design. Just you have to and that means by the JavaScripts you can make like that. So it's a very easy, and we'll show you how. So first you have to start how to start. So here first on the back we have to install the brew install node.js. So it is a site you will learn. You have to start the Facebook github.io, that's React Native docs getting started. So here everything be there, that is in the React Native CLI quick starts. There's a development OS, that's on a Mac OS, and I'm working with the Android. If you want to go for the Expo, you can install that. Otherwise, first I will show you how you can work with separate work on the Android with the Mac. So here first you have to install, just first command you have to work with, that is the brew install node. So that means you have to install that, because in my system it's already installed. So and the second case you have to work, then you have to work node React Native CLI you have to uh, download. And because of the first is install node, first you have to node.js installations, the second is you have to install the React Native on that. The two things is most important, and if you have any issue you can ask to me. Then after that you have to check the versions of the Java on your system preferences. On the Windows side, you know well how we can check that, and you have to check your environmental path on the Windows for the Java, and also check your versions of the Java, that is 8, that is updated. So if you go with the about, so you check that that is updated, that is 8.1. Okay, so it's a perfect. And once these three be ready, the number one is your install node, number two is your React Native CLI. After installation these two be, you have to check the version. Then we have to put the path in your bash profile. So what is the bash profile? It is the same as we set the environmental path in our Windows system. So same, we have to put the path on our uh, system on the Mac. So here we have a command that is called your vim. So dot bash profile, we have to check that profile, the path be already set it or not. So you it want that it already exist, so I want to add it. So you can check these all paths be ready. So that means I have copy paste these path and here. And one more thing is that's the important, your Java path location. So that's an important, you have to export the Java home and user library executions Java home v1.8. So that's an important. Once these paths be ready, everything is fine, you can start your project. That's be simple steps. Okay, so this is a simple steps of working with your bash profile. Okay, and the last thing is here you have to start your project as a React Native init awesome project here, and you give your name to the project. Okay, so how we can start it? First we have to check that as on my desktop. First I'm going on my desktop, and on the desktop we have a React Native folder in which I want to install all the projects related to the React Native. So I'm doing the same command React Native, and here init, and project name is test React first. So that is once it be there, then we open it on the your emulator. So we'll discuss. So once first we have to check that is installations be going on of the project. So we have to set that path in which our project we have fetching packages we have. So let's see. It take a little time, but take some patience. Sometimes it depends on your internet speed also. Okay, so let's check what happened. Yeah, all the dependencies be here. That means it's downloaded and perfect. Now we have to go for our desktop. Where is the desktop? And here on the React Native folder, we can check that these all be the React Native projects be here. So what we that means is test React first we have, and here we have an Android, we have a iOS, we have a node modules. These all packages be here, and here we have a app.js, so in which we have to start our work. Okay, so how we start, let's see. But one more time we have to check that here. So the first step what we have done, that means first you have to install your node, then on the second step you have to install your React Native CLI, then you have to cross check your Java, and then Java version, and then you have to go for these or bash profiles and with your Java updation path. So these be ready, then we go for our Genymotion, and we have to start that Genymotion, and then see how we can run this on the Genymotion. So very easy steps when we have worked with the Genymotions and React Native. So you can go with that. And if you have any issues, you can just put the commands with test. Okay, here our device be ready. That means emulator be running. So first we have check how it run. So we have to go with a path, so that is your desktop, and in desktop we have a React. I think, yeah, cd desktop, cd React Native, And in React Native, what's the name of our project? Its name is test react first. So you have to call this test react first. So everything is fine. Now how we can run that project? We have a React Native run Android. So for the iOS, you have to run for the iOS emulator, and here we have a run for the Android, so that means it runs for the Android emulator. So that's be easy. So the server be running, and that is your JS server, and once it runs our emulator, we show the project startup. So that's very easy. So these steps you have to learn and cross check first where you are doing with the right or the wrong things. If you have any issues, you can talk with me. Okay, so let's see what happened here in our emulator. Okay, so here you can see that our 100% dependency graph done and build successful. So that means in our emulator, welcome to React Native here. So everything is fine. So that's very easy steps you have to learn. That is on the animation emulators. We're running this React Native, and now what we have to do the next step. That means we have to open our project, and you have to go for the app.js, and if you have any editor like a Visual Studio Code 2 or anyone, so you can do that. The things that means you have to edit your project on that. So it's very easy, and once app.js be ready, that means we have to check what kind of code we have to work on that. Okay, so here you can see that we have this project beyond this app.js be on our editor, and I don't want to go with the instructions. So these are your constant instructions we have, so no use of that at this time. Props, I will describe you later what be the props, and just simple component. I don't go with these text styles, delete that. And here I'm just choosing hello React, just change this. And on the second section we have a style sheet. Here we have to work. I don't go with these instructions. I will describe you one by one how the style sheet work with this, and just change the background color using that hash 00ff00, nothing else, just simple, and we'll see it. Just save that, and on your emulator you just say $R. You have to type this, so it loading, and it can change that hello React. So that's very simple, and this is your simple app.js in which we have to work. Now I will show you how the layout work, how simple text work today. So we can build on the second level, that means how we can make a small form on that, login form and registration form, like that we will discuss on our second session. But today just a very simple hello React tutorial. Okay, so let I describe you what's with the style sheet be working on this. Okay, so first I want to show to you that how we can create your custom styles on that. So if you see these things, this is also be the custom way. So how you can implement this? So first you have to go for your constant, the first step, and this is your styles. I will describe you one by one the use of these justify, flags, align items, background color. These all we learned, but just you have to check on the first day how your React will work. Then we go with on sessions, how we can make layouts, how we can create a login, how we can create your registration, a lot of stuff in my coming sessions. So first you have to just what I'm doing, you just copy and just work on that. So this is the first thing, is important thing, is your style. This is your style sheet, and here we have a create, and on a brackets, semicolon, and under the curly brackets you have to make your all containers be like that. So what you do, first you have to create a container. You give the name, any name to this custom container or whatever be, and then you have to work with the columns, not be equal or other things, because of it gives you issue. Okay, so you have to work with the columns. Here container column, and then here we have a flags column 1. That means I will describe you what's the use of flags. At this time you just think that in all areas where we have available space, we have to put the colors. So that is your background layout dependency be here. And here we have a justify contents, and justify contents be, I want be on the center as the name. I will describe what's the use of that. And here I want be the same, I don't go with the line items, I'm going with the background color. And background color I'm using at this time red. Okay, you give the name like that, red, green, white also. So at this time I'm using the red color. And now I want to be my comma the next container, that is a custom text. I want be a custom text, and I want the color of that text be white. So that is custom text with the color. So here what I needed a font size, and this is your font size. If you go with the font family, you also work on that. So here the font size be, I'm using the 30 or 34. Okay, and here I want be font weight. Font weight is bold, and the color of font be white. It gives instructions to that. Yeah, so very simple it is. And here what you have to do, I don't go with this styles, I want my styles, that is called here custom style. So you give the name that custom style. Okay, so I want this style be here. So what you do, you just copy paste that style here. And also you can see that your uh, container changes be done here. So that means whenever you go with this custom styles dot, so it show to you custom text. Okay, and custom container also. So that is, and now you go with the emulator and reload it, double R, and yes, you can see that that's be your red color and the white text, but it is not on the center. So that means I want to go with here with the text align column center. And you also give the margins or whatever be as you're doing with your layout. So that's you can see that this is your hello react within the center. So this is the work you can do with the style sheets. So you can create your containers and then work, I mean different containers, and then work on that. So first you have to try this on your system, and then we go with the flags and other things. So here first what we have done, that is we have to start with the Node.js. That means first we install that, then we install our React Native client, then we go with our Java, then we make the bash files. These all stuffs we have done. And then on our emulator we have worked like this, and we see the first screen with this. So you have to work, and we have to go with the two parts of the programming. Likewise in the style sheet, how you can create your custom styles, that be your container, that is on I want with the background, And if you want to go with the text, you can change with the text color. If you go with the button, so you can change that. I will describe you one by one all these stuffs with the events, so you just practice on that. And we have a lot of things in my coming sessions, just like on the flags, what the use of flags, and what's the justify contents. These all we work with our next sessions. So thank you so much for the day.